The 2024 American elections were extraordinary in many aspects. The stakes, very high, were turning around the security and the economy of the country, the health of the women, the safeguard of the American Constitution, and of the principles which have always constituted foundations of the management of the country. Even if the mode for acquisition of power, influence, and for ascension was officially the elections, complicated corruption were organized to facilitate the choice of some individuals who had to fight in those elections. Some positions were conquered in advance in order to face with confidence the elections. Many personalities positioned themselves with ability. Some people made themselves or were made legitimate at some positions so that they could deal with some situations before the elections. After observations, we found ourselves in a position such that we are able to precise that all the kinds of tools used in ascension processes were utilized in abundance during those elections. Money was being counted in millions. The mass media and the social media were displaying frenetic activities. The most advanced ideas, as well as the craziest, were circulating at the same time. The ideologies were being spread in all their manifestations. Various propagandas were trying to persuade Americans by using all kinds of channels. The public administration and the courts were being shaken by political activities. Human means of all natures were used in the elections. People interested to be elected displayed qualities, abilities, and character traits either appreciated or feared by the public. The billions paid as contributions allowed the teams organizing the elections to realize extraordinary feats in acquiring equipment, organizing travels, and other things required to produce successful elections. It goes without saying that the candidates in those elections, very well surrounded and advised, used the most springboard possible for their respective ascensions. Without regard for their reputation or even the law, some people wanting to be elected at any cost have worked seriously and restlessly on everything that could constitute handicaps to their ascensions. Looking closely at those elections, it comes as no surprise to notice that it is on the technique for ascension that personalities involved in the 2024 elections displayed the highest abilities of theirs. It happened to see people implement the technique for ascension very effective, highly organized, and stretching in time. The virtuoso we mention in the title, Mr. Vivek Ramaswamy, used with an exceptional mastery the technique for ascension of calculated failure. Vivek Ramaswamy, who was not known before those elections, was counting only on his intelligence, the way his electoral organization would be set, and all the demonstrations that him and his team would display during the elections. As it happened, our observation of the competent campaign of Mr. Ramaswamy showed us that the deep expectations of that personality as for the election, the presidential election, the 2024, were not of the same nature as the ones of some candidates in the fight. While other candidates were body and soul fighting to be president of the United States, the brilliant Vivek Ramaswamy knew that he could not, for the time of the election of 2024, beat some candidates for the presidency, about whom he knew the political weight the time around those elections. He was running towards a defeat. However, that non-success of his was not alarming for that strategist. It was predicted and calculated by himself. Before those elections, the prodigy Ramaswamy was calmly organizing a failure that would build a new him for a long time to come. In front, during and immediately after the elections, the extremely intelligent Ramaswamy had organized the following things. To set new relations that would help him to realize the new objectives of his life to come. To review the knowledge that revealed to be useful and acquire a new one that would help him deal with the rhetoric of the political circles and make himself be shining in those circles. To establish a track of attitude, words and actions prone to be demonstrating his high competency. With the brilliance and the capability in the issues of the country, of the world, he exhibited during the last elections, Vivek Ramaswamy was nominated immediately after the elections. Today, he is known and appreciated by millions of Americans. He did exit from the 2024 elections with a solid political stature. He may now, with confidence, fight with success for many important functions all over the world. His fight for the governorship of Ohio confirms our assumptions. Following the above-found analysis, there is no need for us to try to convince whoever read this article on the pertinence of the technique for ascension of calculated failure. Relying on researchers, we define the calculated failure as a technique for ascension that consists for someone who wants to go high in an organization to publicize or suggest his intentions to fight for a higher or highest positions, while deep himself, other positions high enough are the ones that, according to his estimations and desire, he plans to occupy for that time. Consequently, there is no cause to see the aforementioned situations in the life of Vivek Ramaswamy as useless in his professional life. Those are the grenades he was throwing in front of him in order to clear his path during one episode of his long war for a near or faraway position. His pre-electoral actions were constituting for him advances towards a forum, which happened to be the presidency level elections, that would allow him to let his extraordinary competency be known by millions of people and certify his status of heavy weight in some domains. To push the population to elect him next time and press forward some personalities more powerful and well established to help him in a way or another to seize some functions that fit him. A solid evidence is laid down for young people who have great ambitions for rising to be observing personalities like Vivek Ramaswamy. Get young people in organizations, companies, using even the technique for ascension like the mask or the technique of candidacy. Once recruited, solidify your knowledge and wisdom. When elections are organized, apply, showcase your values. You will not immediately find yourself at the zenith, but you might be amazed to find yourself high enough. The technique for ascension of calculated failure has got variation we'll exploit in other articles. Our illustrations show two pictures of the prodigy Vivek Ramaswamy, the light rail stations on Central Avenue and Camelback Avenue in Phoenix, Arizona, the Papago Mountain in Phoenix, the stadium in Glendale, Arizona, and one picture of the consultant Leon Chiena. Your comments are welcomed. In case you have found this article interesting, click on the like button that you see below and subscribe to this channel.